with that all down, let's get things started here. And we're going to kick things off with this. You know, one of the movies that they highlighted for us over at CinemaCon this year was the new movie with Jenna Ortega and The Weeknd called Hurry Up Tomorrow. And Rob, I remember coming out of this movie or coming out of this preview, I said, we talked about it on our live stream, said, this doesn't look good. Like, I love The Weeknd. Good Canadian kid, right? Gotta love him. But that movie didn't look very good to me. And that was okay, because I figured, like, you know, maybe it's going to be one of those things where the trailer doesn't look so good, but the movie's great. Well, maybe not. Because the reviews are now out for Hurry Up Tomorrow. And they read things like, this one's from Coming Soon, Hurry Up Tomorrow review. The Weeknd and Jenna Ortega's fascinating failure. And lest you think it's just them, it's not. Right now, the movie's got a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes. 16%. And some of the reviews read like this. Simply Inverse writes, simply a slog. The film revels in test phase, that's The Weeknd's real last name, pop star coded anguish, relying on a perpetually spinning camera, blindsiding strobe effects, and a gauntlet of substance abuse to simulate the kind of surreal fantasy we've seen in other, far better films. Slash Film writes, we're expected to find The Weeknd's melancholy entertaining. It isn't, nor is Hurry Up Tomorrow. It's just awful. The AU review writes, less a title and more a statement as to how one can get further away from this film. Hurry Up Tomorrow should have been shelved yesterday. Mark's Reviews writes, Hurry Up Tomorrow is such an empty examination of fame and the fantastical side of fandom that even the movie doesn't seem convinced of itself. Screenspace wrote, a wildly indulgent ode to narcissistic self-obsession in which Abel is able to scream, fuck you, bitch, at women who point out his flaws, yet still wants Schultz, who tries hard to paint him as some sort of sensitive guy. Now, it doesn't have a 0%. Couple of people liked it. KKFI wrote, there are some intriguing elements in the psychological thriller, and the actors are fine. But the meandering, enigmatic approach will probably make Hurry Up Tomorrow a frustrating puzzle for anyone other but The Weeknd's most adherent fans. That's the positive review. That's the positive review. And it just goes on and on like that. The reviews, Rob, I was not expecting them to be good. I wish I could say I was surprised to hear they're like this. I mean, because what was the name of The Weeknd's streaming thing he did with Johnny Depp's daughter?
Was it The Idol?
The Idol. Yeah, that was awful. Like that was terrible. And listen,
not good.
The funny thing is the preview of this movie at CinemaCon was actually one of the highlights of CinemaCon, because after they previewed the movie, The Weeknd came out on stage and did like a mini concert, and it was awesome. It was fantastic. I love The Weeknd, but I mean, I had no plans to see it when we saw the CinemaCon presentation. I certainly have no plans to see it now. Anyway, what do you think about what we're hearing about it? Does anything surprise you?
Well, no, I mean, the thing is, these kinds of movies, I mean, we talk a lot about biopics, rock and roll biopics on this show, and how they all kind of follow a similar pattern. And if you've seen Oliver Stone's The Doors, which is a beautifully made film that uses all different kinds of styles and filming techniques and film stocks, and something like Pink Floyd's The Wall, Alan Parker's realization of that album, though it's such well-trodden ground that unless you're going to do something that's really groundbreaking, that's really something we haven't seen before, you've got a tough act to follow. And it sounds like this film does not do that. So
what was your kind of feeling of it? Like when we watched the preview for it. That's the one you missed.
Yeah, I missed
that was the day you were under the weather.
Performance. Yeah, I came later, but that was that. I missed that morning, and I'm like, come on, man.
I'll tell you what. Again, like you've got Barry Keoghan in it, right? And you got Jenna Ortega in it, which like kind of right now, Jenna Ortega is one of those people who's in a place in her career right now where she can pretty much pick any project she wants. I mean, maybe not any project, but she certainly has a long list of offers. So I don't know, maybe she's just a fan of The Weeknd and decided to do it. But look, the previews looked dull. They looked like
I wasn't a fan.
Oh yeah, it looked very self-indulgent. And I just, apparently that's exactly what the movie itself turns out to be. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think of the reviews that we're hearing for The Weeknd's Hurry Up Tomorrow? Basically, everybody's saying it sucks. And that's what I thought it looked like. I'm probably going to take a skip on it, despite the fact that it's a good Canadian kid. You go Weeknd, but maybe just go do music. Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, PrizePicks. What a great time to be a sports fan. Basketball playoffs are on. Hockey playoffs are on. It is the perfect time to jump into the action with PrizePicks, the easiest and most fun way to turn your sports knowledge into real winnings. PrizePicks is daily fantasy made really simple. Just pick more or less on a few player projections, like points, assists, goals, and you can win up to 2,000 times your money. For example, this week, I've got Jalen Brunson for more than 24.5 points, or Jason Tatum for more than 6.5 rebounds. I love how fast and easy it is to lock in a lineup in just under a minute. Plus, they've got a couple of weekly features, like, for example, Flex Friday. If your lineup doesn't win, you get your net losses back in promo funds. And every Tuesday, check out Taco Tuesday for discounted player projections up to 25% off. So download the app today and use the code Campea to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Campea to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. Anyway, whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.